speaker, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually having a sit-down chat now, and being a part of the sit-down chat, we have the senior editor at Business Today. She has done in-depth reporting on the media and entertainment sector, where she has been tracking media conglomerates such as Star India, Z, Viacom 18, Sony and NDTV. In FMCG and retail, she has been covering big companies like HUL, Marico, Cadbury, Future Group, Shopperstock, and so on. Her expansive coverage in the field of business includes interviews with CEOs and founders of large corporations throughout the years. She is a perfect candidate for the next sit-down session that we're about to have. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Miss Ajita Shashidhar. Also joining her, we have the Chairman and Managing Director of Parag Milk Foods, India's largest private dairy and manufacturers of Gowardhan and Go range milk and milk products. With these two and the new addition of premium range milk, Pride of Cows, Parag Milk Foods is one of the largest dairy companies in the world. He also holds reputed positions in various ventures. He is the director, Bhimashankar Sahakari Sakhar Karkhana, Pargaon, and the Secretary of National Center of Rural Development. In 1989, he found his true calling, the dairy business. Ladies and gentlemen, he turned Parag Milk Foods into one of the most profitable dairy businesses ever. Please welcome on stage Mr. Devendra Shah.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me over, first of all. We're going to have an interesting chat with Mr. Devendra Shah, and I'm sure you all are familiar with the brand Go. You all must be, Go has become literally a household name these days. I'm sure you must be buying the cheese, the yogurts, and of course, the lassis and a whole lot of other goodies, the dairy goodies. So, Mr. Shah entered this business way back in the 90s when it was dominated, dairy was almost synonymous with Amul. And it was a cooperative phenomenon. Most people took it up as a CSR activity. And that is when Mr. Shah entered this business. So it would be interesting to know, sir, how what made you enter this business which was dominated by cooperatives and who never really looked for profits?
Absolutely, they make profit. Without that, they can't get to this level. They're spending a lot of money in the branding and distribution. But thanks to in our country, to Dr. Kurian, really he introducing encouraged to the farmer in the country to encourage the milk production in the country. But before that, this 1992, before I started this business is monopolized by cooperatives and semi-government and government. And in 1992, there is a de-license policy declared by our government, and this venture or this sector is open for all. Before that, I'm in a cattle feed industry, cattle feed trading to this farmer or supply to these cooperative people. But earlier what I mentioned is thanks to Dr. Kurian, because he innovated the milk production before the 82 or in the 1980s. If you require the milk and like a Mumbai Metro or Delhi, you require any influence. You require, there is a milk available only now through the ration card only. Yeah, there is a milk deficiency in the urban area, and he increased the milk productivity. But farmers are taking such a nice opportunity to increase the milk production.
So what really made you, what got you interested into this business?
Yeah, when I start this business, that time farmers are in trouble because they are throwing their milk in the twice a week or thrice a week. because they increase their milk production, but for cooperative and semi-government, they are not ready to cope up their all full-fledged milk. Yeah, and by the time in the urban city, the milk availability is so low. Then I find out there is a problem for the farmer. There is a problem for my own the cattle feed business. And I start with a very 20,000 litre with day one with a Gowardhan brand distributed into the Pune and Mumbai market with a liquid milk. From 92 to 97, I am selling this milk, only the fresh milk, liquid milk, just take it from the farmer, pasteurizes, homogenize it, and introduce it into this market. Farmers are so happy with our all services, with our business. We reach from 20,000 to up to 3 lakhs litre, from 92 to 97. Yeah. Then I really sell only liquid milk in this market. There is a saturation. And I convert into the value-added product, convert into the basically milk powder, skim milk powder, and basically butter and ghee. From the 97 to 2004, we are the highest skim milk powder exporter from the country itself. Yeah.
But didn't, have competing with behemoths like Amul and Nandini kind of, how did you do it? How did you convince the farmers to kind of, kind of give their milk to you, and, how did you manage it? Because it was, they had an absolute monopoly there. So how difficult was the journey? Did you ever kind of ever face failures? And if yes, how did you kind of, what did you tell yourself at that point of time, and how did you come out of it?
Initially, really, after anyone from the cooperative or after the government, I'm the first entrepreneur in the private dairy sector. Yeah, I give the trust first. You build the trust in any business. Yeah, and farmers are so scared because they are safe with the money comes from the cooperatives or from the government organization. But when I started, I built a business with the farmers, with a very trusted. From the day one, I am paying through banks only. I encourage them to open the bank accounts, and whatever your daily payments, I make through only the banks. I make a lot of services for them. Differentiate like any cooperatives or any other entities. I give them all veterinary services. What their family need is initially they need for their children's. I built 2 schools, the English medium schools for their children. This type of the relation I'll maintain with our farmers, and I'll build a trust.
How difficult was the journey?
Any journey is not easy, but you take the passionately. Yes, I have to do it. I think it's easy.
Any interesting anecdote, anything that you came across which you would like to share?
Okay. In your business, every day the new sun is there, but every day you have come with problems. And problem give you such a good next opportunity. When I started my business in 92, farmer are in a problem, my cattle feed business in a problem. And I start the new business. When I rank up to 97 up to 3 lakhs litre, and I export in the international market in 2002, 2004, suddenly government put a ban. And my business is totally 100% dependent on an international market. Yeah, and how to survive? That is the most challengeable. Yeah, there is again problem. And I have to rethink again. And I convert this problem into the opportunity. From 2004 to 2008, we built all our products in the sachet, ghee like in the Gowardhan, our flagship product, in the jar, skim milk powder, dairy whitener, And basically cheese. You know, in the 2004 and 2008, we introduced this all processed cheese in a very small variety, in 2-3 SKU. But these problems, the convert into the opportunity, that's a very good sign in the business, I think so. In 2008, when I get investment funding from the Motilal Oswal, that time the whole country's demand, basically our cheese demand is going very high. Whole country's demand is growing by, in the cheese segment, around 800 to 900 ton. Amul and Britannia, they are then the leader in this cheese segment. But I was so new in this segment. But by seeing the next 5-10 years visionary of the cheese business, I put a largest cheese plant into Asia. Beyond this Amul, and they're introducing 800 to 900 monthly, and I put the plant for the 1200 metric ton per month. But within the 2010 to 2015, we introduced the Go brand with the innovative products. The earlier, even today also, my competitors introduced just cheese means block, cube and slices. When Go introduced with the innovative products, so many new varieties, mozzarella cheese, cheese for the pizza, cheese for the nachos, cheese for the tacos, cheese in the triangular, cheese in the wedges, and cheese in the with spices, with the herbs. And we achieved the market share of the 30 to 33% market share in the 5 year span, and we are the number 2 in the cheese business.
Before we know more about before I ask you more about your value-added business, which is your core business now, I would actually like to know, just as an entrepreneur, if you could tell us how important is it to fail? How important is failure in an entrepreneur's journey?
In a business, without fail.
How important is it to make mistakes?
Yeah. The mistake is not I think it's not, I say it's a mistake. In business, almost you have at each level, there's a risk. Without risk, you can't be survive. But there is a chances to failure. There is a reasons. There is so many. Maybe you have the perfect, but environment, the situation, or the ahead the time, that's the failure chances. But each failure is giving the youth experience to how to next success, or each failure give them next step for the next success. That's my experience.
Which has been your biggest failure till date, and how have you come out?
It is a really, I never say it's any failure, but absolutely in 2004-05, when I put a largest farm, India is the largest milk producer in the world, but per cow productivity we are so low, and someone have to take the initiative, because our international consumers or their perception, because our cow milk is the very best in the world, but their perception, your cows laying somewhere in the Dharavi or something, this type of the perception they have. That time I built such a largest cow farm in the country, big, one of the best state-of-the-art farm. But that time is a really challenge for me. The making the cheese and making the products is different. But put at the one roof, 3,000, 2,500 cows under the one roof. It's initially is very tough for me. Initially for that time it's 2-3 years, because when you handle the cows, animals, that time I understand this is not for my this. But after the 2-3 years, this cow is a really Kamdhenu. Why we call this Kamdhenu, or might convert into one of the best success of the product, the pride of home concept. When I introduce, then I forget all my hurdles, my problems, I failure to put this farm, and I really success with this pride of cow, one of the niche product.
Can you tell us a little bit about Pride of Cows?
Yeah, you know in the Mumbai, any mother wants to give the good milk to our child or our family, and people are really scared with the sachet milk. Where is the eradication comes from? People doesn't know, even they are not trust on this bhaiyas also, because where the eradication comes, they know. And when we introduce this farm to home concept, I find out people are not trusted on any retailer, in particular in the milk delivery boys. Then I create the whole system to the farm to home. I give the very good nutrition food to our cow, and it's converted into the milk, and it's when it's reached to your doorstep. There's no manual intervene from the cow's order up to your doorstep. We pack very hygienically and introduce with all cold chain with our delivery boys gives to your doorstep on your time. That's the new concept 4 years before. Online selling system is a very new for the country. For particular this Pride of Cow brand, not only in the consumer segment or not only in FMCG, the New York Times covered this story 4 June before, 2 years before. The milk is selling by invitation. Yeah, milk is selling by invitation. This country is how changing. This type of the brand when I created, this is really proud for me and proud for the country.
In fact, this model, this farm to home model, is being replicated by a lot of entrepreneurs. I see a lot of entrepreneurs coming into this segment, a lot of new age entrepreneurs coming into this segment. So what really, one needs to keep in mind, to make it a successful model, because it is not an easy model. Typically, the milk business is like, it's an aggregation model. You aggregate from farmers, but this is like you set up a farm, and from one farm you directly deliver the milk to homes of people. So, what kind of challenges that come in, and how, what really is the recipe to success? How can people kind of crack that model, and is that really a scalable model?
Yeah, it's just a scalable model. Still, India or its dairy industry, just 20% is organized sector. Even the brand leader Amul, they cover just 3% of the market share in the dairy industry. Rest of all 20% is organized market. 80% is a huge unorganized market. Yeah, there is a huge opportunity in the dairy business. Who wants this type of develop this type of business? It's absolutely, there is challenges is there. You need the hard work, but there is a huge scope in the dairy sector itself.
So do entrepreneurs venturing into the dairy segment, do they need to put in a little more hard work than they would in any other sector? What do they need to do? Because I'm not just talking about Pride of Cows, but I'm talking about the dairy sector in general. Because as you said, there's a lot of opportunity, and especially in the value-added segment, like be it cheese, be it yogurts, and that segment, there's a huge opportunity there. So, what do they do rightly? What do they need to do rightly to get into the segment and actually make a successful business?
Yeah. Each segment, business environment is a changes. And in coming 10-15 years, basically our food habits is rapidly changing. Yeah. People go by science only now. What to be eat and what to be not eaten. And consumer wants to the hygiene packed food, and they are converting very highly into the packaged food or in a branded food. Yeah, absolutely. People are basically for the India type of country, vegetarian country, even non-vegetarian also. They're finding the protein, and the protein is the more source in the dairy, in the milk only. And accordingly to the new entrepreneurs, they develop their career into the dairy sectors There is and this business, really from grass to glass. Yeah. You find any innovation from the any new changing sector in the dairy. You introduce any new product. Don't go entire vast value-added chain. You find it one or two products really. You know this only yogurt segment. If you go in the European market or American, this is a Greek yogurt, Greek type of the yogurt. People are consuming use in this segment. This type of the new annuity product, there is a scope in the dairy business.
Can you talk a little bit about the innovations that you've come up? Because the dairy products that you have rolled out in India, obviously, have to have a close relationship with the Indian palates and the Indian tastes and all that. And so what kind of innovations have you brought in, and how have you kind of catered to the needs of the Indian taste palate? And how important is innovation? Because we all know, most of the FMCG brands, global FMCG brands, who have tried to kind of copy paste what they do abroad in India hasn't really worked for them, and they have failed miserably. So, how important does innovation become for an entrepreneur?
You have to think for the market, test for the market. Mostly what new entrepreneurs, they're influenced by the Western world. But you find out even McDonald's when come to the India, they introduce their McDonald's like our vada pav. Yes. Then why not we convert all our product like our own taste? Yeah. Recently, in the coming new year, we're introducing our new cheese slice flavor with a cheese with a kacha aam flavor, cheese with a pickle, cheese with a Szechuan and peri-peri. This type of the Indianized taste, spicy taste, we are continuously innovating this type of the product and introducing the market. That's why people are appreciating in a very short term all our products. Innovation is the most necessary in your business.
How often do you innovate? What's your innovation cycle? How often do you come up with new products?
My passion is only innovating the product and give the good variety or good flavors. Like top is our milk-based beverages drink, and we are giving the milk with the cardamom with a real flavor. We're introducing the milk with very short with a mango flavor, with the strawberry milk, with the ingredients of the strawberry. Yeah, this type of the innovation. We have in-house R&D team, we have research team, we have hired the technologists from the abroad. But I personally mostly involved into the innovation, not into the daily financial or what I make the money. That's my passion, to involve into the new innovation business.
So, which is your favorite innovation to date?
The latest we are in the process, it's a competition. But again, we are coming with a new variety of the milk-based beverages drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, if we can talk a little macro now, the last couple of years, the consumer product companies have been registering very low growth. And one of the reasons, I'm talking about the big ones now, and one of the reasons I was told their growth is slow is lack of innovations. They're not coming up with products which will entice a consumer to kind of buy. And here I see a lot of entrepreneurs, the smaller startups and entrepreneurs coming in a big way. They're launching, they're coming up with interesting product innovations, they're coming up with interesting price points and things like that. But somewhere down the line, they're not able to, scaling up is becoming an issue for them. So what really is your advice to those kind of entrepreneurs?
Initially, when we compare with any MNC, they such a not a bother. One product they introduce, consumer are picking in within the 2 months, 3 months or 6 months. They are not bothered, they are coming with new products. But for such a small entrepreneur or startup, they have to focus on the market first. Yeah. And they really, consumer is your teacher. Really, he is the God for you. You teach from your consumer. Don't teach to your consumer. And try to understand from your consumer, not only in the food business, at any business, what they want. And you have to be according to the consumer. It's 100% giving the success from any market. That's mine.
What do you have to say about the digital revolution now? Like every entrepreneur now wants to kind of be only be on the e-commerce platform. How important is it to balance the two, and what really is your take on that?
Thank you. A very good question. I am not really from the digital or from any electronic, but the world is very fastly changing. Every 11th second, the new technology is coming, and after the 11th second, the first technologies are lacking. Is old. The world is not only changing by the digital. In any environment, in any business, 10 years before, 5 years before, we are quite worried about what the situation with this oil prices and oil crisis after 10, 20 years. What should we do with our cars and this? But from last 2 years, the Tesla car become the change the total oil industries. Yeah. Now people are not worried how world is become survive on without oil. This is the technology only. Yeah. The 2 years before, 3 years before, you find out that in taxi is very tough in the Nariman Point or Chapati. And nowadays, the Ola or Uber, they are coming with a very smoothly. 10 years before, the Nokia mobile is a very prestigiable mobile. Now is the outdated technology. With any Android phone is a new world. This type of the businesses, this type of the circumstances changing, not only digital, the retail business 10, 20 years before very really big. After that, the new modern trade shops from last 4, 5 years. And from 1 year from, all our e-commerce business going to very high. This type of in each business, each segment, technology changing and going very high. This is the digital world also. This is the future of the country. And we are really, this is a golden period in the world, for the India. We are so young, and next 40 years, our average age is 28 to 32 years. That's a really golden period for the young people in the country.
So we have this hall full of aspiring entrepreneurs. So would you advise them to enter the dairy industry?
Absolutely. I mentioned earlier also. Today itself, this business is just 20% is organized. 80% there is a gap. Parag or Go or any A or B, they are not ready to fulfill this all market. We need for this type of the country at least 5,000 Devendra Shah to serve to the consumers into the country itself.
Thank you so much. Pleasure talking to you.